Hello everyone and welcome to today's video number 6, and today we're going to talk business. Okay, so for you who knows me or have looked at my website, you have seen maybe that I am a qualified accountant and I have a master's in business and administration with an international bachelor, because I did go to through the Erasmus program to the Netherlands to study for a year. So I do have some business sense, although I'm, as always, not perfect. Everyone is an apprentice in their trade, and I hope to gain more information. But I want to tell you a few things that I did for my author business to get it started. So I am situated in Gibraltar, so these rules have applied for me in Gibraltar. So you might have something equivalent where you live. So you might want to check it out. But this is a few tips and tricks on what you need to think about when you start your author business. Okay, so the first thing that you need to think about if you register with something like a company's house, to see, to register your business, to be able to write, is if you want to be a sole trader or a limited company, or in any other shape or form that you might think. But have a look and see what business form you want to trade in. So to describe the two most common ones, which are the sole trader and the limited company, the difference between them is that a sole trader is someone that works under their own name. They don't have a company, they are in a legal entity themselves. They are liable for everything, and if anything goes wrong or anyone sues you, they can come and repossess your house, they can take everything you own, and there's no safety net. However, it is sort of easier, there's normally not as much filing, and with the tax it's a bit easier as well. I think that perhaps it's if you are just starting out as a new author, and if that route is simpler in your country, you might want to consider it. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, because you might need your own lawyers to have a look at it, or you might need to research yourself what you need to do, and I am not giving any legal advice or any accounting advice in this video. I do not want to end up in any trouble, but I'm just telling you that these things exist so that you can have a look into them and search for yourself what is best for you. So a limited company is a legal entity on its own right, where if anything happens, any claims or any if you get sued will be on the limited company, and that stays within the limited company, and it's not you as a person. So if you have said anything or you've copied anyone else's work or anything bad, it will stay with the limited company. Now that might then result in you having to do filing accounts. If you go to the employment office, you might have to register your directors and the employees and all of these things, which might be worth it to you if you are worried about stressing about these things as well. But have a look at the different options there is available where you live, and make sure that you have done the correct paperwork so that you don't get into any trouble. Now that is that. You also then have to get a business license, or you might have to get a business license that you might want to have a look into with business when the Office of Fair Trading, where you have a license to be able to sell your books online, and also in different bookshops, and just be able to sell and trade. And you might need to register your address somewhere, in a post box or in your house, depending on the laws in your country. And why am I talking about all these things that you need to do? Well, it's so that you can obviously conduct your business, sell your things legally, and have it recorded with all the government offices, because they are not going to like, and they're going to come inspecting your things if you don't do it the right way around. And this is why I am sort of telling you my tips and tricks in this sequence, because I found that it's quite expensive to have all these different documents issued. The business license is about £100. The company's house registration, I think, was £26 and an annual fee of £10 or £15, then you have the tax office and you have to pay tax and all these things. And if I would have known this when I started out, I probably would have written a few books, because your career doesn't take off it could, but it's likely that your career might not take off until you have written a few books in your portfolio. So if I would have known this advice, I would have written maybe 5 or 6, 7 books first and have them all ready in my house before I went into paying all these fees to be able to then upload and do my business on self-publishing, like KDP or somewhere else, that, you know, any platform that you've chosen. So then I would have saved a lot of money and a lot of stress on these things. Obviously, depending on how much you sell and how much of it can be deductible expenses through marketing and such things. So I talked about, so it's company's house, the license. There's also the employment office, where you have to register your business with the employment office to make sure that you are a director or a trader so you have all the you being able to trade as yourself, as a self-employed, or as an employee, depending on what business form you are using. So that's 3. Then the 4th, obviously the tax office. Then you have to send all the papers to the tax office and you know, register it with the tax office, your business or your self-employment, and make sure that you have an annual account to a certain day, and that you make your accounts to that day and send it to the tax office. How you do accounting, obviously there's different tutorials on accounting. I can perhaps do a video about that as well later on, and depending on how your account goes, you have to pay tax on it. So these are all the different various elements that you have to think about when you do your author business, to make sure that you don't get into trouble with the authorities. And so you might want to have a look at to see if you, for example, want to get in contact with an accountant when you start it's not complicated accounting. If you have a lot of marketing, for example, or you've purchased Scrivener or platforms that you subscribe to and you pay for, you can deduct this from your income if you sell books. So in a way, you might not have to pay a lot of tax. You just have to make sure that your accounts are, you know, accounted for and handed in to, if you need to hand in, for example, maybe you have to hand in your balance sheet or your statement of financial position to the company's house, or if you are exempt because you're such a small company, etc. But have a look at that. So that's one part of the author business, to make sure that all your legalities and your paperwork are in order. There might be even more institutions that you need to register with, and that does not exist in Gibraltar, or if it's something more applies to you. So you might want to have a check into that as well. I found that if I would have known what steps I need to do first, that would be very useful. So I would say call first and ask what is needed, because they might need paperwork. So you might need to bring your passport, your ID card, or your utility bills, or any other bills or documents. And if you prepare this in a portfolio and when you go down to apply, you don't have to run backwards and forwards because you don't have some sort of documents that you need as well. I found that maybe I went to the employment agency first, and then they say no, because you need to register with the company's house first before you get here. So there might be an order to this. So if you call around asking what you need to do before you start, it might save you a lot of grief going around to different departments and wasting a lot of your time during the day. So that's the business. Then you also have to think about how you want to protect. Then you also might think about how you protect. Then you might also want to think about how you protect. Then you might also want to think about how you portray yourself as a business. So, for example, you are a business, people need to be able to get in contact with you. They need to know what you're all about. Do you have a website where you sell your things? Do you post regularly on your social media? Because people are going to expect something from you, and they want to see a consistency so that they know when to go and where to go, because people are so busy today, so they don't want to have a look to see if you posted on YouTube today or not. So if you have a YouTube channel, make sure that you tell your audience that you post once a week on what day you post, and try to stick to it so that they know when they can reach you and where they can reach you, and what type of questions or what type of information they can contact you with, so that they know. Make sure that if you are a specific type of author, you only do paranormal romance, let them know so that they know your business. If you have newsletters and websites and different things, like for example, as you see, I theme myself in the teal and pink and black color, so that everyone knows that if they have a look at my stuff, it's mostly going to be those colors. So that's my branding. I have my name, TM Caruana, and people know what they get and who I am. And it's like any other branding where you see a logo, you exactly there and then knows what it is, even though you haven't really, there's no sign or name to it, you know what you get. So have a look as well to see some few business tricks. Maybe you can search on Google or YouTube on how you want to brand your business, what will be most suitable for you, and make sure your consistency is for your author. And that's so easy nowadays as well with systems like, for example, Buffer, where you can schedule your posts so that you can have it once a day, once a specific day, or however you want to do it. The newsletters, it's now I have been a bit erratic because I've had a lot of information to say, but I normally send out my newsletters when it's a special day. So I did on Christmas, International Women's Day, Book Day, Easter, because I don't want to bother my readers too much, and then obviously now when I have new launches, but some people, I don't think that's the best approach, because then the people don't know when to expect my mail and my newsletter. Maybe it would have been better to do it once a month, or so, or if you have even more information, once a week. But I don't know, I just like our traditions. I like Easter, Halloween, and Midsummer, and all these things. I like to celebrate it, and that's why I like to send out an email to the people on my newsletter on those days. So I don't normally wait till I have a few things to say, and I say it on those days. But anyway, however you want to portray your business, you probably should make sure that your clients or your readers know you as a brand. They know where to find you, what to expect, and just keep at it. So that's my tips and tricks on what you can think about when it comes to keeping your business, and what you can Google for or search for, YouTube for in your tutorials, to make sure that you keep everything in line. And as always, if you have a comment, leave it in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Please do it now. And as always, I wish you a very good day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.